Good morning students, welcome to Avyan IAS Academy. Today we will take up one more part of the English language, that is agreement of the verb with the subject. So first of all, let us talk about what this topic means. It means that the verb must agree with its subject. By that, what I mean is the verb that you are using, if that is singular, should also be followed by a singular noun, which means that if, for example, we are saying, I eat. Okay, I although is referring to one person at a time, but this is, as we know, is an exception that follows with the verb eat. However, if it is he or she, it would be eats, because a singular verb, that is a singular verb, eats, would be preceded by either he or she, which is a singular noun. However, if the example says they, then it would be eat. A plural noun would be followed by a plural verb. That is the basic point of what we are about to deal with today. So that the verb must agree with the subject or the noun, whatever you want to call it. It shouldn't be if the verb does not agree with the noun, that makes the sentence grammatically wrong. We cannot say they eats, or we cannot say he or she eat. Both are wrong. However, we say I eat, because that is, although it is a first person, that is how we deal with the first person, but for the second person or the third person, it would follow the rule of the verb must agree with its subject. So as we have seen that the singular verb, as this is the singular verb, this is the singular verb dealing with a singular noun, and a plural verb dealing with a plural noun. Now there are a number of rules which we need to know about while we are trying to make correct sentences as showing while the verb must agree with the subject. One of the rules are two or more singular nouns joined by the word, that is joined by the conjunction and, would take a plural verb. This is the first part of the rule. For example, we would deal with this with a few examples. Example: gold and silver are precious metals. So gold and silver, as such, they are singular in number. However, though they are singular, but they are joined by a and in between, which is the conjunction. Hence they will take the verb as plural, that is are. Although they are singular in itself, but they are referring to two things at the same time, and both these together would, both gold and silver together would comprise of precious metals. Is because of this s that we have, we are using an and we are using the are, and also because it is joined by and, this is being treated as a plural subject. However, if we come to the second part of the rule, but if both the nouns refer to one idea, then it takes a singular verb after it. For example, time and tide waits for no man. As we can see, time and tide are also two subjects joined by and. However, it is being followed by a singular verb. Why are we using a singular verb here? We are using a singular verb because time and tide both refer to one idea. So while we are doing the agreement of the verb with the subject, it is more important that we refer to the idea. Time and tide are both referring to the idea of the lapse of time or the passing of time which waits for no man. Hence, despite having two subjects here, but the reference is to one single idea, we will use a singular verb, that is, time and tide waits for no man. When we come to another rule which would be kind of similar to this, but that is also using two or more singular nouns when we are using an article or we are not using an article before it. That would run as when we say, the fourth rule would be my friend and benefactor is here. When we are talking about my friend and benefactor, we are referring to one same person. This is treated as something that is within the bracket. We are talking about one person. The friend and the benefactor both are the same person. That is why we are using a is, that is a singular verb after the sentence. However, if we say my friend and the benefactor are here, right? So in this sentence, what is different is there is an article before the benefactor, which means that the friend and the benefactor are different people. So since they are talking about two different people, we will take a plural verb, right? For example, we will talk about this with one more example. That is, the horse and carriage is here, which means that the horse and the carriage is together comprising of one idea. That is, the carriage is being drawn by the horse, both of which are together here. However, if we say the horse and the carriage, then we say are here, because here the horse and the carriage do not refer to the same ideas. They are almost like the first rule that we did, like two singular objects joined by and would take a plural verb, and it becomes even pronounced by using this article, which gives us clearly the idea that these two are not the same object. The next rule that we would come to is each, every, either, neither, or, nor. All these words, or rather quantifiers, would be followed by a singular verb. For example, each and every girl was given a packet of sweet. Just looking at this example, when we say each and every, I have used both the words in one sentence just to show either if you had used just each or just every, it would still have been the same. However, using two in one sentence, we are referring to the same idea that when we use the words each and every with any subject, we will take a singular verb. Each and every, because even if there are a group of 50 people, when you talk about each and every, you are singling out each person at a time, and that is what gives it the singular verb, right? Either he or I am to be blamed, right? So it's either he or it's either one person or this person am to be blamed or is to be blamed. You can use both am or is, whatever you want to, because both are singular verbs. So because we are using either and or at the same time, and this is either this person or that person, both cannot be together blamed, so it has to be either A or B, so it will be taking a singular verb. Now comes neither or nor. Neither he or his brother was found at the church. So again, we are dealing with the same idea that it is either neither he nor his brother. Neither is usually followed by a nor. So this is one subject, this is the other subject, his brother. So none of them were found in the church. So again, we will use a singular verb. However, all these words do refer to one object or subject at a single time. However, there is an exception to this part, which happens with the word none. Although none is singular in reference, it would still take a plural verb. For example, none of them were found. Like none, despite being referring to one single person at a time, we would still use a were. That is, you can say, a kind of exception, but that is how we work with the word none and where. Although this is a singular noun, this would still take a plural verb. So a quick recap of all that we have done today are, we went over a few rules of agreement of the verb with the subject. So the first few rules that we dealt with are two singular subjects joined by a and would still take a plural form unless they refer to the same idea. The next rule was, if we are dealing with either or, neither nor, all these would be followed by a singular verb. And the third one was, if we are talking about none, it would take a plural verb. That was all for today. Thank you, and we'll meet you with the next part of agreement of the verb on the subject from Avyan IAS Academy. Thank you.